Here we are back at Brew Built Garage, and there's another Mercedes. This one's a 560 SL. Is this your parts car?
Yeah, this was pretty much junk. Yeah, it's as you can see from the paint quality and the brand new top that I'm installing on it right now, it's pretty trashed.
He did such a good job on his top that this is his boss's car, and his boss said, well, do my top too. And so here's where we are.
Yeah, we're about 3/4 of the way done. Just have to put the gaskets in, and then in front of the windows, well, in the back of the windows here, the sides get glued in, and that'll be the last thing before the full trim goes on.
Was this one easier?
Only in a sense that I had just done one and kind of knew where things were and how to do it. It's not easy though. It's a matter of being really meticulous about lining up centers, where the bows actually sit in conjunction with these little flaps that go around them. As long as you pay attention really closely to those two things, everything else lines up.
Enough about this car. Let's get to the blue one, the main Mercedes that's here on property. I have to say, this thing went from looking like an old grandpa's luxury car,
right,
which is how I felt when I looked at it, to a freaking luxury sports car.
Yeah, it's a work of art. It looks now the way that it was intended to look.
Check these bumpers out.
These are European style bumpers. They're imitation, but still the exact copy of what would have come on this car. This is how they drew the car.
Yeah, and it's so much better than those big bumpers. How hard was it to put these on?
If you want to get some that just bolt on the car and fit perfectly right away, just get the $4,000 set. They make a set that's like bolt on. It's probably German quality. If you don't mind doing a little bit of drilling, bending, moving things around, opening holes up, whatever, these are great. They do take some fitting, but this set is $1,700. These were made in Thailand or Vietnam, I'm not sure exactly. One thing I have left to do is just secure these ends, but that's not going to be hard. I'm actually going to put a block of rubber and then bolt them to the body in the old location. But the back bumper, for instance, did not fit. It was twisted, it was lower on one side. I literally had to jack the car up with the bumper to make it fit and then tighten the bolt. If you're willing to work with things like that, it's a lot less expensive, and they are beautiful once they're done.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell to let you know when new videos are live.
All right, look at this big anchor right here. That thing probably weighs, I don't know, I'm guessing 70 pounds, 80 pounds, something like that. This is the front of the car. Starting to look more like it should. We're about to test fit the bumper inner part, the piece that goes on first. So let's check that out. The new bumper brackets, these, go here. This is the American spec big bumper brackets that go to the end of the frame rail. This is the European, where the faux European bumper brackets connect. Well, you notice, or you don't, I mean, I'm showing you, there's no hole to get to this bolt. So to get it to look like this, what I'm going to do is put the bolt in here, like so, and then, well, I'm going to have to push it over just a little bit. Like that. And then take this magnet, try to do it with one hand because the magnet sticks to the car. And there we go. I'm going to pull it through like that, and then I can't do this with one hand, but what I did was I wedged the bolt in place with the bracket, pushed it all the way to one side, and tightened this finger tight so now I can move this. And luckily, oh, and something else to note, the kit comes with these bolts, stainless bolts, and these little thin washers. So for these particular mounts and a few of the others, I went and bought some real lock washers and some thicker washers, flat washers, and bolts that were just a little bit longer, so I would have enough room to work with on these. I bought a bunch of them the same length so that I can use them in various places. I think the bolts that it came with are too long and too short, but it's fine. I just went grab some of these, looks like 1.25 inches or something like that. Push it where it jams everything in place, and I was able to slide everything. Luckily, the bolt holds itself. Once you get this lock nut kind of starting to tighten like that, it kind of holds itself in the back, so it should be okay. All right, so the bumper is mostly mounted. Nothing is tight except this bolt right here, because that bolt kind of sets that level, straighten this up, and I made sure that it was the same on both sides. So next is this piece of stainless that goes on top. This is the first trial fitting of it, and that looks beautiful. So yeah, that's gonna final finish up this area. This piece here gets sheet metal screwed onto the. See, the bumper's kind of loose, so I don't want to push too much. But anyway, that gets sheet metal screwed through here. Those are lining up. It looks like I probably have to loosen these again because they're made to actually be held down by the bolts. Did not know that, but that's where, you know, test fitting comes in. I'm going to loosen that in a second, stick the bumper under it, and probably the other side intersects it as well. But yeah, nice so far. All right, looking real good, minus all the fingerprints. But apparently the way to do this is to bolt all this stuff together, then remove the bumper to put the rubber trim back on it, because I can't get to this bolt at all. So that's what the end of the rubber trim fits into and bolts down. So the middle here, it's actually looks like it's not supposed to touch. It just needs a fender washer. This washer's a little too small. Not exactly sure right here to figure that out, but this is bolted down at the bottom, can't move, and all the little screws here hold this stainless in place. So looking pretty good there. I'm sure all this will smash into place once it's this one didn't work. The hole is too big or whatever for whatever reason. But yeah, the rubber trim will hook around this piece here, this rail, and then bolt in back here. So I guess the next step would be, with some help to make sure I don't touch the car, go ahead and pull the bumper back off with the bracket bolts, and not the ones that mount to the car, because those are in place now, and I can tighten them permanently. But the bolts for the bumper can come off, and I'll take it out and put all the trim and final assemble it. Just to point this out, this is the Euro bumper fog light assembly, or whole, you know, a case or whatever. It has a different angle. This is the bolt for the regular angle, the same as the US spec one, but for the Euro spec one, if you mount it there, they point outward. It'll look all crazy-eyed, like out toward the sides. So this, I got lucky and was able to source a set of European mount fog lights. So they have the little thing that changes the angle, and it also has this little filler under the bumper. I'm painting them right now using some Duplicolor engine satin black. It looks really good. Oh, by the way, just to note, the aftermarket bumpers that I'm using are drilled and tapped for fog lights, so that's pretty neat. Okay, a couple of things about the front bumper real quick. We're working on the back bumper. The front's looking really, really good. I will say this. With this kit, I'll show you what I have to make on these ends. With this kit, if you're not okay with modifying or adapting things or doing things that you need to do to make things fit, do not buy this kit. Buy the one that costs 2-3 times as much. If you're okay with making brackets or whatever you have to do to make things work and fit properly, or doing things like using nuts as spacers, which is not a huge deal. I could make that spacer again if I wanted to be cleaner, but it's under the bumper. Anyway, don't be afraid of having to drill a hole or enlarge a hole, because they're very nice and they're really, really pretty, but you do have to do some mods. Once it's all done, it's going to be absolutely stunning. In the back, to get all of this trim out, we had to completely disassemble the inside, all of the interior. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it sounds worse than it is. And take out these little 8mm bolts all the way around the perimeter. And then the ends bolt right there. That's the bolt for here, this end piece. Once that's out, and once this is off, which she's taking off now, we'll be able to get to the top 2 bumper bolts, and then the back bumper will be off the car. So that's what the goal is right now. You can see the trim is there. The carpet is on the Ferrari, upside down, and it's nice, clean. So that's where we are on the removal of the old, big US spec bumper. First of all, I just want to say the build quality of this car is impeccable. There's a reason there are no rattles or creaks when you drive one of these, because like everything is glued together with either a piece of rubber or tar or something. You can see the sealing around everything. I mean, this is built like a tank. And I know they say that, but it's true. So to get the back bumper mounted, you have to drill out one of the factory thread holes. I guess if you ever had to put the bumper back on, you'd be missing one bolt. No big deal. And there's a grommet on this side that you pop out, and then the bumper sits like so. It'll be bolted on like that. I've removed all of the old valances right here. That's all that stuff right there. This is the new stuff that'll replace it. It gets painted and actually bolts right to the bottom of the bumper. So there's that. And the last thing is these little cabin vents, little rubber flaps that let the air come out and, you know, debris and stuff not back in. They're a little bit long. They stick out too far. So I'm gonna just take a Dremel and cut off about, I don't know if you can see that line, about that much, about a ½ inch, I guess, around the whole perimeter of that little thing there, and that'll let it stick inside the bumper and not hold it out. Skipped a few steps. Had to paint that lower valance. It came out great. Skip steps because we were just on a roll and kind of really couldn't stop, but it's pretty straightforward, except for the fact you're gonna have to bang on some things, make some holes enlarged, that kind of stuff, make sure things line up. What I did was we put the bumper, actually just the base part of the bumper, on the car, made it touch on the sides, and then bolted down the corners. Once that was all done, then you can start to dress it. The stainless goes on the top, the stainless piece. It screws in from the side under this lip. And then, kind of like the front bumper was, I think I showed some of that one, installing that part. After that, it's a matter of painting and installing the lower valance, which is done. came up pretty good. Then putting the rubber trim on, I still need to stretch it a little bit right here. I'm going to keep working this around until it stretches out toward that direction. The other side came up tight because I planned ahead and pulled it as I went. So as soon as I get help, we will install it. You drill out this hole, open that up so the screw fits. Then there's a grommet right here that it goes in. I'll be putting a piece of rubber over this so it seals when I put the bumper on. And then all these little holes that are unnecessary now, you see that one? I'm just going to put some Gorilla tape or something like that from the back inside, and that'll keep the moisture from getting in. So that's where we're at right now.
And you see the final product is amazing. 170 pounds off of the car.
Well, the old bumpers, if I'm not mistaken, I read they weigh 170 pounds and these are about 80. So about half the weight is gone.
Yeah.
Does that make a huge difference? I mean, that'd be like putting your suitcase in the back, I guess.
Yeah.
But I do know that the 380 being a lighter car overall, a lot simpler than the 560, it does handle better than my 560 did.
Yeah. And that steering wheel, geez, that just changes the entire car. Have you done anything to the paint yet?
No, I only washed it. It still needs a good buff. I didn't want to do any heavy paint correction while we were leaning on it, working on the top and stuff like that.
Well, guys, you've seen the transformation from old grandpa car to luxury sports car. That steering wheel, the bumpers just came together. It completely changed the car.
Right.
Completely.
To what it should be, I think.
Right.
What it should have been.
Get out there, rent in your own car, buckle up, put it in gear and drive it.